Welcome back. I wanted to do a reveal slash first impressions video on two items that I bought recently that are maybe a little bit trendy, but that I love and I think will actually stand the test of time. I just wanted to kind of do this video to run you through my thought process, why I purchased it, and what I thought about them. So without further ado, let's just get straight into it. The first item that I purchased was from Bottega Veneta, and as you can probably tell, I purchased it quite recently because of the dustback revamp, which is actually such nice quality. If you can feel this, it's a really thick felt kind of cotton material. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but kind of like a blanket almost, and it's double lined, which is really, really good. And the item that I bought was the pouch bag, but in the papery kind of material, so kind of like this. So why did I buy this? I think, you know, I've been eyeing the pouch bag for a while now. I think when it first came out, I was interested in it, but then I wasn't too sure about the size. I know that the small size was quite small, and I thought that it was going to be too small on my frame. I'm 5'7", and I just thought that it was going to be too tiny against my hips, for example. And then the larger pouch version obviously doesn't have a strap, so that was kind of a hindrance to me because I like to wear my bags in multiple ways and like to be hands-free. So I was kind of umming and ahhing about this for quite some time before I actually decided I do really like the pouch bag design and that I kind of wanted to add it to my collection. But then in terms of the color, the materials, I was always kind of unsure between going for a really fancy or cool, fun pop of color, the intercaccio design, you know, the weaving as well, against that. And then, you know, I couldn't make up my mind for the longest time until I saw the paper version, which actually isn't full paper if I'm correct to think this. It's 10% paper, and then I think 40% polyurethane and 40% polyamide. Does that add up? No, it doesn't. So it's 45%, 45%, and then 10% paper. I know for sure it's 10% paper. So it's actually from craft paper, but there's just a very kind of strong layer of coating, if you can hear this. It's kind of, it feels a little bit rubbery to the touch, if that makes sense. So I know for sure that it's not just paper. I would be very concerned if this was just paper. But what drew me so much to the paper version of the pouch is the kind of creasing that you get with this version. If you can see over here, it just looks so crinkled and interesting, if that makes sense. There's kind of color discolorations to it, a few dots that you'll usually get on paper materials, things like that, that I just thought was so unique and different from the things that you usually get from leather goods from luxury fashion houses and, you know, the usual route that I would go for. To be honest, I was quite nervous about getting a bag that wasn't made out of leather or canvas, like the Louis Vuitton canvases, but I thought to myself, I really love the unique look of the bag, and it's not something that you would come across that often, I don't think. I think Jill Sander and Comme des Garçons actually did a paper bag at some point in their fashion kind of lines, but that wasn't really recreated that much for one reason or another. So I just thought, if you can't have fun with the things that you wear, when can you have fun? So I bought it, and I was going to think about it for a few days. I still have the tag on because, to be honest, I am still trying to make 100% sure that I'm going to keep it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep it. That's why I'm going to do this video. But when I first got it, I was just immediately wowed by the construction of it. Not only is the stitching on the bag perfect, as you can see, which I feel like paper is such a difficult material to maneuver, especially, you know, for a slouchy cloud looking bag like this one, that I was just really impressed with the quality of it, and the creases that you get, kind of the folds that you get on the top of the bag, I also thought was really, really intricate as well. So I thought that the craftsmanship for this was really, really good, and the shape of it was unique, the material was unique. It was just something that I just thought I would never really see again if I just didn't take this opportunity to get it when it's available. I do believe that this is a limited edition release. That's at least what the customer service representative said on BodegaVeneta.com. When I asked, I actually purchased this on Browns Fashion, but there's a lot of websites that have this available right now because it just launched at the end of June, I believe, and right now it's like the second week of July. I just love kind of the unique shape of it. Everything about it is just different to things that I've usually seen. I have been after a beige slash nude bag for a while, and I just thought that this was such an interesting take on it. I guess in terms of materials, let me just walk you through so you know already this is coated in, I think, a plastic film, or at least a wax film, so it is waterproof, although I'm not going to take any chances, and I'm gonna put a little plastic baggie in there so then I can plop it right in if it rains or anything. And then on the inside, this is the usual magnetic closure that it comes with, and it's Napa leather lining on the inside, and it actually smells divine. It smells like a brand new leather bag, which I just love, as you can probably understand from now. And yes, the strap is very long. I think it's around 25 inches strap drop, if I'm correct, but you can adjust it through this loop right here. And then, you know, just tie an additional knot over here to stop it. So yeah, it definitely is adjustable. You just kind of have to do a little bit of DIY for that. In terms of why I think this is a trend that will last, the shape, I think, has been around for a while. Everybody has had pouches at some point in their lives, I think, and Phoebe Philo's Celine actually came out with something that's very similar to this when she was still on board the brand. Daniel Lee has obviously taken it and tweaked it and made it his own. I feel like the shape itself is very timeless, and it doesn't seem to me will go out of style because it doesn't have anything quite loud that will date it or kind of peg it to a specific season. This paper material, it is unique, but you know, from afar it just looks like a beige bag. It's just when you go up close to it, you can kind of figure out that, oh, it looks a bit different. And I just think, you know, a small bag like this, you always need one to go shopping, go for lunch, anything, just the same things that I usually do, just with different bags, clearly. In terms of the wearability as well, because you have the adjustable strap that can, you know, vary in different lengths, and this is quite easy to pull as well. You don't have to worry about breaking the bag when you pull it through. It just goes through quite smoothly. You can kind of even make it into a shoulder bag like this, which I think is really cute. I think the way that I really do envision myself wearing it is with the longest setting on the strap. Honestly, I think it looks really kind of elegant and classy, just kind of slung over your shoulder like this and just kind of flopping about. So that's kind of the number one way I can foresee myself wearing it. Another way that I think I would like to wear it is obviously under my body like this. I think it's really sweet. I want to have some fun with my bags, and this gave me all the feels when I opened it, so I thought, you know, might as well just keep it and treat myself and do something a bit different than the usual route that I go, which is really robust leather bags. I have so many everyday bags, I think I can rotate a few weeks. So I just thought something different, something fun, something unique. I needed it, clearly. So yeah, this is the first thing that I purchased that was a trend, but you know, I obviously think it would last. And then the other item that I also purchased was from Prada. I can't actually close the box, so I'm just going to take it straight out. It's these velcro dad sandals. So I'm just going to take one and talk about it. There. This is what it looks like. I have been eyeing the dad sandal trend for a while now, and I think everybody who has bought into this has or is familiar with at least the Chanel version of it. And as a Birkenstock wearer for years and years now, I just thought this just made sense in terms of my wardrobe. The shape is very classic. It is very Marmite. For example, my boyfriend absolutely hates this shoe because it just reminds him of his childhood days and, you know, the times where he had to wear this hiking. But for me, you know, I just think that there are design elements to it that makes it very special. For example, obviously the Prada logo over here, which actually may or may not date because it is quite obvious and loud. But I think this pattern, the plaid pattern that it has on the shoe, neutralizes the shoe a bit more and makes it a little less grungy, if that makes sense, and a bit more feminine with a feminine touch to it. So I just thought that, you know, this kind of balances out the whole look. And in terms of the shape, I actually think this is a really unique shape because the strap over here is quite robust. It's very thick and it goes quite high up your ankle, that it has a slimming effect on the rest of your leg, which I really like. And I've actually looked at so many high street versions. For example, Vagabond, I think their Erin sandal is very similar to this, but it is a more slim, streamlined leather sandal, which I thought just kind of missed the point a little bit with what I was trying to go for, which is a bit more casual, kind of cool, that kind of look, and that one was a little bit more serious. It was erring on the more serious side. So I wanted this because I just wanted to have a lot of fun with it. I wanted something that's thick and chunky. That's kind of a nod to the Chanel trend, obviously, or the Birkenstock situation. And I obviously wanted something that was also waterproof because I wanted to wear it on vacation when we can go and things like that. That was a bit more fun to dress down dresses with. The reason why I think that this is going to stand the test of time and go past trends and beyond trends is because I feel like this is the answer to the white sneaker during summertime. Because I always really enjoy wearing maxi or midi dresses, and I always wear white trainers with it to kind of dress it down and make it a bit cooler / more casual. If you wear kind of skinnier sandals to it, you're kind of committing to a more feminine look. But I like to kind of juxtapose the two between a white trainer and a really girly dress. But sometimes, you know, your feet just gets a bit hot and you want to wear sandals. So this is definitely the answer, and it's a bit fancier than a Birkenstock. Obviously, style-wise, it is quite similar. I just have the Arizonas, which is the 2-strap Birkenstock. But I wanted something that had a strap behind as well. I think it adds an interesting element to the shoe and also the outfit. It just gave me a little bit of more variety. So the style, it has been around a long time. I mean, it's called the dad sandal because we've all seen our dads wear these kind of shoes when we were growing up and things like that. But I think the added touches of it, for example, this little triangle here, which actually perfectly encloses my pinky toe, which I really appreciate because I was afraid that my pinky toe was going to jut out somewhere on the shoe. It doesn't. It actually wraps it quite nice and tight. It basically is the answer to the trendy dad sandal. But yeah, I just thought that this was going to stand the test of time because it has elements of a very classic shoe. You know, platforms have also been around for a long time, and we all know that fashion goes in kind of a circular motion. But it is understated enough for me personally to wear even outside of the trend because it really is just a sandal. It's not like I'm walking around maybe in a neon bucket or something like that. I think that, you know, you can pull off more scenarios with this shoe than you can the Birkenstock. Yeah, this is why I got it. In terms of comfort, just to give you a really brief overview, I guess, about how I have been wearing it. The only time that it has rubbed is this flap over here, if you can see that. If I do this adjustment too tight. Other than that, I think it's been completely fine. These straps, the reason why I also love it so much is because it's so thick. It's very supportive of your foot. So, you know, added with the platform or flat form, you just don't feel anything on the ground at all. Like, it just feels like you're just walking with a nice trekkie sandal. So I just really love this. You know, I've had reservations about Prada and the Prada quality because I've heard so many kind of horror stories about, you know, shoes falling apart, bags coming discoloration, things like that. So I am kind of keeping a close eye on it, but so far so good, to be honest. And it does fit true to size as well. If you're wondering, I'm a size 40 and I got a 40 in this. It has a little bit of room in the front over here, but I think that's fine. I think for a sandal, it's better to leave a little bit more room than to look like your toes are jutting out on the corners. So yeah, I think this is also something that is trendy, but I think will stand the test of time, and I think I'll get so much wear out of it. If not over 10 years, at least over the next few years. And we all know shoes don't last as long as bags, so I'm pretty happy spending the money. I think this is a worthy investment for me, but I can definitely keep you updated in terms of, you know, the wear and tear for Prada, because I know the majority of people, including myself, is a bit wary about this brand. But I just thought that they did such a good job in terms of the nod to the dad sandal and kind of doing it unique and flattering, which is a huge plus for me. That was everything for my video. I hope it was short and sweet. I can keep you updated if you would like about the pouch bag, especially on how the paper material wears. I just think it's such a unique piece that I just didn't want to miss out on it, essentially. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. I will resume my best of bag reviews as soon as possible. I just wanted to share this quickly because I know that these two are trend items and maybe some people are a bit worried about investing in trend pieces. In my opinion, if your wardrobe consists of things like this already, like I do, for example, a flowy bag, for example, and a chunky shoe, then these trends will play into your favor and last in your wardrobe for a very long time beyond the trend. So yeah, great. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.